Hey, friends. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this virtual meetup. I almost did my podcast intro for like 2 seconds because I just finished recording the first episode of season 7 of More Than Graphics podcast. So I was in podcast mode. But really, y'all, we're just hanging. We're just chilling. Welcome to our first 2025 Kentucky Creatives virtual meetup. Whoop whoop. Wherever you are listening from, let us know in the comments if you're coming from Inez, if you're coming from Pikeville, if you're coming from Lexington, if you're coming from Covington, we want to know where you're tuning in from. Feel free to put those in the comments and let us know that you're here. Of course, we appreciate all the likes and all the loves. This is streaming in 2 different places today. We're streaming on Facebook and on YouTube today. So I want to make sure that everyone gets the opportunity to see who we are, what we do, what we're about, and really just bring the community together. How are we surviving the snow? I think that's my first question of the day. I've got my hot chocolate sitting here. That'll be my next poll question, whether or not Daniel has bourbon in his cup or not. Yes, yes. And we've got our very special guest today, Courtney Bell. Tell
Yes.
me all about all the things.
Courtney
How
Bell
are you
lives in
doing?
Campbell County. It's good. She likes to eat Campbell soup. We can make a jingle out of it. It's fine.
We could.
Um, yeah. So I'm still on coffee. I
Yes.
typically in the winter, I mean, all the time I survive on coffee, but typically in the winter it's like hot drinks all the time. So I switch
Yes.
to decaf usually in the afternoon, just because I already have sleep
Oh.
issues and I
Yes.
don't exacerbate those. So we're doing, I think this is actually like a half and half. We switched to half and half at noon.
All
Um,
right.
my husband and I are avid drinkers. I think a couple people have met Ryan. They know he's also, I think he's a freebie member. He's not as active in the social meds as me, but he's my hashtag Instagram husband.
I love
But
it.
we're avid coffee drinkers, like probably 3 pots of coffee a
Oh
day
my
when we're home
goodness.
together.
Hey, we've got people in the comments. I love it. Hey,
Oh,
Kaylin,
Jay.
good to see you. I think we have,
Hey,
hey,
Kaylin.
Brianna. Hey, I love it. Louisville in the house. All
From
right.
Louisville, yes.
Okay, I love it. Cheryl, what's up, lady? I love it. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you all so much for showing up loud and proud on a Sunday afternoon. We've got some cool things to chat about today. So, for people who don't know who Courtney is, I mean, Courtney, go ahead, fully introduce yourself and all the things.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and say my name's Courtney Bell. I am actually some of you may know me as Courtney Smiley Hale. Some of you may know me as Courtney Smiley. Some of you may know me as Happy Hippie Creative. So I am a lady that goes by many a names, I suppose. And a Jill of many trades, maybe a master of few. It's
Yeah.
actually when I met Danielle, she explained it perfectly to me, and it was just like, oh, that's I'm stealing that, and I told her I was stealing it. She is a serial entrepreneur. I
Yes.
think a lot of people in the Kentucky Creatives, I know we have some outside people joining as well, so thank you, those people for joining. But I think we can all kind of identify with that. So I have I'm originally from Western Kentucky, moved to Lexington, went to UK, graduated from UK, worked at the Harley store there. Shout out Man of War Harley, all that fun stuff. Um, Eventually ended up landed in Northern Kentucky, which is where I'm at now, Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. And I am just, I'm love to share love, and I'm a big hippie, and I am uh, pretty manic by nature. And so I am in all things and all cookie jars and millions of projects. As you can tell, my office is nuts. This is like a very representation of like how my mind is.
Yes. Transparency. We
So
love it.
it's fine. It's I am what I am, and you like it or like move along. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm a creative person, and it's talking to Danielle, I think I found a really good way to explain it was I've always been other people's cheerleaders as far as like artists. I'm not sure. I invited my friend Brittany, but she's a mom, and she does horse shows, so she may be horse showing. She won some belt buckles last night. I saw on Facebook
Ooh.
this morning, but so she's like just a beautiful artist in all forms and fashion. She can draw, she can paint, she can do the digital. She's just so growing up. I grew up in admiring her. I also grew up in my papa was like a state harmonica champion and played the banjo and could sing.
Wow.
I can't carry a tune or play an instrument to save my life. So when I went to college, I found a program at University of Kentucky. Actually, it's called Arts Administration.
Mhm.
I was also a group as a theater kid, so shout out to all the theater kids. And
Champion.
yay! And so I went with my focus in nonprofit arts organizations, specifically in theaters. And so, because for me, I never considered myself the artist. I was always the artist support, and I was totally fine with that. Like, um, you know, a really big compliment I've received in my life was one of my husband's best friends said, like, I was his biggest cheerleader. And I honestly try to do that with everyone because, like, why not lift other people? There is so much space and time and things in this
Mhm.
world and universe that like we can share everyone. And like just because you're another photographer, if I love your stuff and genuinely love it, I'm going to share. I'm going to send people your way if they say I want something that's maybe a different, craft or vision than what I do necessarily. So
Mhm.
we can all support each other. And so this when I started doing photography, again, my brain's man. You might have to keep me on track, Danielle.
I'll be on it.
So when I've always carried a camera all of my life, like digital, like the disposable cameras, I'd ask for those for like my birthday sleepovers, and go and get
Oh.
the film developed. You'd send it off at Walmart and get it developed, and wait for them to come back, and photo albums. And I've just always loved looking at old family pictures and taking pictures.
Mhm.
My 13th, 11th or 12th birthday, maybe. I asked for like my first digital camera. So I've always had like that want to capture memories.
Mhm.
Because life is fleeting,
Right.
um, just like this morning, for example, I woke up and it was just one of the most beautiful sunsets. And not to like damper the mood, but like my one of my kitties passed away last night, and she was old,
Oh.
and it's fine, but like taking the moment to capture the beauty after the sadness is like
Yes.
when I realized that I can do that with photography. Sorry, I don't mean to,
Oh, no.
but
Let it all.
when I
Yes.
realized I can do that with photography and capture people's special moments, their child's first birthday,
Mm.
a concert, someone's first performance they've ever done at like their dream venue. Um, Being able to capture that and provide that memory for them is like huge. And when I realized, like, okay, this is kind of my niche, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I am an artist. So I then kind of found the Kentucky Creatives. I kind of found a couple other groups that I'm also a part of. And like 2024 was kind of a crazy magical year. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I hope people followed that and understood and maybe resonated a little bit.
Yes, I know I did for sure. Fellow
Yeah,
thespian, let's go. But I love the fact that you mentioned again that passion, the passion of capturing people in those moments and being able to share that with your community. It's so powerful and it's very similar to what I feel like a lot of us in our group do. They
right.
share their passions, they share the things that are a little bit exclusive or elusive moments, even to pull together a community to really kind of share their dreams and other people's dreams and aspirations. So I feel like a lot of people would relate to that. If you relate to that, let us know in the comments with a little star, put a little star in there. Like, yeah, 5 stars.
Yeah.
But I definitely love the fact that one, you're here. And one of the reasons why I feel like we have been talking so well over the past couple of months is always looking for opportunities for other creatives, right? Looking out for opportunities where creatives can grow. And so when I recently had joined other resources just to try to figure out like structure wise, how well Kentucky Creatives is kind of working along the lines of offering opportunities that are amongst the community within the state of Kentucky. And other groups, as you know, are out there that I hope many of you are a part of. But one resource in particular, Hummingbirds, was one that both of us were really kind of like super connected on.
Yes, I was so excited. I think we first started chatting about that. It was at the gala at
Mhm,
the Gatsby,
mhm.
the year end gala and the awards. And I just mentioned, I was like, hey, so I want to pitch this idea, not really pitch this idea, it's not my idea. I want to bring this to the attention of some other Kentucky creatives, and Danielle was actually like, "Oh, I'm a Louisville hummingbird," which I was like,
Yes.
"What? Yay!" So that's actually super exciting. Um, so I'll go ahead and like take the opportunity to talk about it a
Yeah,
little bit
please.
for sure. So the Hummingbirds is a community. It's actually free to join. You do not have to be a huge social media person. You do not have to have that influencer personality. They actually they love the variety. They love, a big thing is the genuine and the authenticity with the hummingbirds.
Mhm,
So I actually kind of found the Kentucky creatives and the hummingbirds like all within my like one search of like trying to expand myself. And get involved in my community and the arts community and local communities more. And so I actually joined both of them, I think, within the same month. um, and it's again a community where you basically uplift and support local businesses, as well as it doesn't necessarily have to be local. It can be a small business that is trying to expand their reach.
mhm.
So I actually have a couple products that I've worked with. I don't
Yeah.
know if people would like to see examples.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So, for example, you go in and you fill out like your account and say this is I have kids or I don't have kids or this is my age, this is my likes, etc. And what they do is we're actually currently in 21 cities across pretty much the Midwest and South right now. Um, and we're expanding. We're getting ready to add two cities. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to like divulge that information.
Okay.
Um, but exciting. It's not they're not in Kentucky. I can say that. But
Right.
I am making a huge push for Lexington, like huge push. I'm
Yes.
rallying because I know a majority of this group is in that area.
Mhm,
So, a couple of brands that I've worked with, I've actually, what's great is because I've found these brands, they've asked me to join their campaigns. They either will send me a product or a gift card to try their products, either order it online or go to a local store to support my local community, and then try the product. And then you just post like a reel or a social. They'll give you certain requirements, just like similar if you've participated in a Kentucky Creatives campaign,
mhm.
like Danielle, since she kind of like an outline what the business is looking for, what they would like to see, what they maybe don't want to see if they have those stipulations. Sometimes they're like, just do what you want. So it's really fun to see all the different campaigns. But I have found things that like I'm sold, I'm loyal, like I will buy these for life. And one thing I'm going to talk about first is actually just real quick is because I kind of like love beauty and all of that. I know
Yeah.
we're pretty girl heavy and beauty heavy in the Kentucky Creatives. So this is it's called Me Cosmetics, and it
Mhm.
is a scalp foundation. And what it
Okay.
does is um you can see videos on my Instagram and stuff, but you put it on your scalp, and for like thin hair, or say your roots have grown out real bad and you need to go see your hairstylist, and you're like, oh, I need to look real good for this party I've got, or this photo
Mhm.
shoot. Put it on your roots and it kind of like blends in. It's so beautiful. I've been super self-conscious of my thin hair my entire life, and like just sold. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like be a super salesman on this, but just trying to give you an example of the products that they put in people's hands and the way it can be really exciting to partner with some of these brands.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Kaylin had a question as you're saying
yeah,
that. She said, "This is
cool.
cool. I
Wondering.
was wondering if their campaign deliverables were negotiable. So this is a great information, Courtney."
So I guess what do you mean as far as negotiable? Like,
Right.
I guess that's like yeah, campaign deliverables as in for example, for me cosmetics, I applied for the campaign, I got approved for the campaign, and then in that campaign there was a basic outline for to give you like inspiration. I got basically like a code to go order the product for free, and then it was shipped to me. And they stipulated in the campaign that they would like to see, they said one feed post on Instagram. They specified Instagram, and they said uh, they said reels preferred, static images okay, but if you do a static image, try to do a carousel of images. And then they also did say one story post, and it should be different than your in feed content. Which if like I said, I'm part of a couple of groups that do things like this, which that's
Hmm.
pretty standard.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd be interested as to see what like a little bit more like videos, photos. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, it depends on the campaign. So the great thing is if you have a platform that you sign into, and after this, if you have any questions, I'm totally happy to do a one-on-one, a screen share, a phone call, a chat, what have you. I can send you a referral link if you're interested in joining, but it will specify in the campaign. So negotiable, like say you're like they ask for a video and maybe you came down with COVID and your campaign is due. You can reach out to your hummingbird representative that assigns you the campaign, and they can possibly extend your deadline, or they can also reach out to the company on your behalf and say, hey, they've come down with COVID. Unfortunately they weren't able, they're not, speaking's not great for them right now. Can they possibly do uh still photos instead of a reel? So
Mhm.
the thing is like the company is fairly small. Everyone I have talked to at the Hummingbirds is super duper helpful. We actually have like an insider group on an app called The Circle, and you can go in there and you can ask questions. You can direct message your people that sign you the campaigns, and everyone is super responsive. They may not be, at 9 o'clock at night, answering, because a lot of them, they have their own lives, which
Yeah.
I think we all understand.
Right.
But like you're gonna get an answer within the next business day. Usually most of them seem like they check their emails in the morning. So if I ask something late at night, because I'm chronically up late, if I do happen to ask them something late at night, I usually get a response, by the time I'm up in the morning.
So, Courtney, you mentioned that you are specifically in a certain section, like you're a moderator with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am what they call a community gardener. So as I mentioned, we're in currently 21 cities, getting ready to launch two more, so we'll be up to 23. Danielle is specifically in the Louisville Hummingbirds. I am in the Cincinnati Hummingbirds, and I'm also a community gardener. So what the gardener is kind of like a moderator. I'm also uh, like just here to answer questions in general. I'm here to help plan meetups, which is super fun.
Mhm.
I have an event planning background, so kind of my jam. So I get to plan meetups for my community. We can invite people from other communities. So, if Danielle's available and I'm posting a Cincinnati meetup, like, come on, like, and outside people can come too. We don't really care. You don't have to be a hummingbird. We just love for you to join and share and get some perks as well. So, but the gardeners, I actually did just get on, asked to be on a committee for the onboarding. So I will have a lot more information coming soon about like the whole onboarding process, and I will also be making some documents to help kind of self guide people, but also be that point of contact too. because the Hummingbirds is actually kind of expanding a lot quicker than I think they anticipated.
Yeah.
So they're reaching out to their community, which I think is awesome, because they're giving the people who want those
Mhm.
opportunities, and they're
Yes.
looking inward first as opposed to outward. So it's a really similar vibe to Kentucky Creatives. So I would love if anyone wanted to ask questions, or if they want a referral link, hit me up. I know obviously we don't currently have a Lexington chapter, or a group, but like I said, I'm hardcore working on that. And I can actually, what would be beneficial to me, and the Hummingbirds is, if it's okay with Danielle, when we're done with the live, I'll send a link of where you can actually go and say, I don't see hummingbirds in my city and I want you to come to my city. So that would like, because I'm talking to people at headquarters, that would help like back me up to say
Mhm.
like, okay, um, 52 people, of Kentucky creatives literally went in and filled this out. Like, blast them, because they said if I can get that interest shown, like, they can't guarantee it, but we could possibly try to fast track
Yeah.
Lexington.
Absolutely, and that's the
So
reason really, Courtney, that I wanted you here was because, I'm a really big advocate of not gatekeeping. This is a great resource outside of Kentucky, even that allows us to make money, create more influence, create more impact. So that's really what I'm about on the back end, just really pushing that. For everyone who's a premium member, this link is actually shared on our members page on the back end of the website. It'll be up right after this call or right after this recording. So you'll be able to access that directly at KentuckyCreatives.com, where all that information lives, and the referral link that Courtney is referring to. So I do have that as well. So again, one more way that you all can create, again, more influence, more impact, show a lot of, be connected to really cool brands and expand your reach, through digital marketing and through influencer marketing as well. So this is such a cool opportunity, Courtney.
right. And I do want to say, like, with joining the Hummingbirds, if you're a creator account on Instagram and Meta and all that fun stuff, you can look at your analytics, and the numbers that I have drastically changed, since joining, Kentucky Creatives, the Hummingbirds, because I've actually partnered with another super, like, I love them. I'm gonna probably I'm gonna try to visit like once every month or other month, depending on
Ah,
how my wallet can handle. Like in Maysville, local Kentucky 68. I
yes.
actually want to try to put some art in there, but that's a whole nother conversation
That'd
for,
be cool.
but like, the opportunities that this has opened up, because not only have I kind of got partnerships with some of these brands, like with free products, but I've had one specific brand ask me to do, kind of like a permanent partnership with them.
Mhm.
So I have moved to like a permanent, yeah, thank you, a permanent ambassadorship with them. And then I've actually had other companies like, I mean, I'll just throw some names out. Like, we'll just say Bubble Skincare. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. They've reached out to me. A couple of, like, this really cool experience for Campbell, festival camping has reached out to me and asked me, like, to be, an ambassador. So it's really opened up a lot. And I say it's obviously going to be what you pour into it. And
Mhm.
there's no magic solution. So it's what you pour into it. So I think it's great. And yeah, like Daniela said, no gatekeeping. Like, I'm all about sharing the love, like peace and
Yes.
love, all that stuff. So happy to answer any questions.
I love it. All right, we can definitely move into that Q&A. As we're doing that, I'm gonna throw up some announcements on here. We can talk about them. We tell members to check their page for that digital creator resources. Again, we talked about that link that's available, directly on, KentuckyCreatives.com. Just sign in under your login that you normally just sign up when you signed up for Kentucky Creatives, and you'll be able to access both the KYC awards page and the members page that has all the resources and things on there as well. We encourage people who are not members to sign up for our newsletter for the latest updates and private events that we got going on. We do have a meetup going down, in February. And then we also have we want to consider everyone. If you haven't been a premium member or considering premium membership, do it because we got a lot of things going down in 2025, y'all. So I'm really excited to get that ball rolling. But in the meantime, this is what you can do. And it all starts right at KentuckyCreatives.com. So I'm just excited that we're doing it and we're making things happen. And Courtney, I'm just so glad that we're able to meet up with you, get to see you. I'm so glad I got to hug your neck some at the KYC Awards, all the things. I'm just really excited for what 2025 has.
You almost you got it. You caught
Almost.
yourself. I'm honestly am too, and like I joined Kentucky Creatives kind of at the end of the year. It was August was my first real like kind of meetup and meeting everyone. So just when I find things I love hard, you guys. So like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm probably gonna be spamming your stuff with love. I love bomb. I'm actually on Instagram jail right now because I've liked too
Oh
many things.
no. Oh, no.
Yeah, so if anyone does end up following me from this, and I'm not already following you, I'll follow back as soon as I'm out of IG jail. But yes, I'm so excited for personally and for everyone else and Kentucky creatives because it's just like I feel big things are happening in 2025 and together we can do it. Like,
Yeah.
we can make a big name for Kentucky creatives as a collective this year.
Yeah,
So
I'm really excited about that. Any other things you want to share? Any cool things that you're working on? Any tips or tricks you want to share with other creatives out there today?
oh my goodness. So I have so many, honestly. I could talk about like tips and tricks and apps and, obviously like keeping up on trends. I mean, I could hold you guys here for hours talking. I do have a couple of cool things. I
Yeah.
guess I'll plug. I actually am partnering with I think I have 3 or 4 official approvals for some music festivals and some experience festivals actually
Mm.
throughout the US this year. I
Right.
will be working with a festival in Arizona. Um,
Wow.
and so I'm actually going out personally for a festival in Arizona and to visit some friends that live in New Mexico. And I'm hoping that I might get media approval, but I won't know until March on that, or yeah, March
Fingers crossed.
on that. But that's in April. So afterwards, I'm actually hitting another festival right after that in the town over. And I am bringing 3 other people with me to have like a media team for the festival.
All right.
So I just kind of reached out to this festival and was like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? I want to do this. I'm going to be out there. Like, one of my favorite bands is playing of all times. And I've been fortunate enough to photograph them before, but like, if I can do it again in the desert of Arizona, why not?
Wow.
So that I'm doing a festival Playthink in Western Kentucky.
Yay,
Uh,
we love
yeah.
Paige. Hey.
I was approved for their media team. I'm also doing another it's a cannabis festival in Ohio, camping fest there, and then one also in Indiana, so just across the river, I believe, from Louisville.
All right.
Yeah. So those are like the official approvals I have. Have a lot more out there. So, stay tuned.
Wow.
I post out my
Yes.
schedules on my social medias. That way, if, my other fellow concert music lovers or cultural event lovers or art lovers can join because I love when I see a familiar face. When I'm working or personally somewhere, like I just love seeing familiar faces. So if you see me
Oh,
post about something, please come if you can.
yeah. Love it. The more the merrier. I'm all for it.
Right?
Awesome. Well, this is really kind of the wrap up of our session. I really just wanted people to know about the amazing resource that you are, Courtney, everything that you're doing with hummingbirds, everything you're doing with Kentucky Creatives, and just for the world in general, just having good energy and willing and open for collaboration. That's really what the heart of this conversation is all about. So, hopefully, many of you in listening range have gained a little insight, maybe even want to work again a little bit more closely with Cincinnati Hummingbirds and working with Courtney specifically. So we'll be sharing all that information again on the back end of our website at KentuckyCreatives.com. And I think that's a wrap, everybody. I think, Courtney, you good?
I'm good. Yeah, I'll double check all of the feed and make sure there's no questions. I'll follow up with everyone. And yes, thank you so much, Danielle, and thanks everyone for watching.
Yep. We'll catch you next time, you all.